Today is the 27th. It's my son's birthday. I don't know. I had to look at my watch. 27 May 2018. And I'm sitting here reading my new book, Struggle Well, by Ken Falk and Josh Goldberg. Thriving in the Aftermath of Trauma. So, this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, is really rough for a lot of guys and gals, combat vets, due to their experiences. And I used to struggle on Memorial Day weekend, like completely shut down, for the most part. My personal struggles were anxiety, depression, hopelessness, feeling purposeless. Biggest issue veterans have, and I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for a lot of people, is that once you come home, it's like, what now? What next? And I was told many years ago that whenever you come home from combat, that you leave a part of you over there, which I concur with that. So feeling the hopelessness is like, what's next? Or going back to the daily grind of, being a civilian, working on a regular job and whatever, knowing what you've done, where you've been, what you've seen. It's depressing. And then Memorial Day weekend, you think about, your pals, those, who got killed or whatever, those you've lost and all that stuff. And that's rough. And it just plays and rings in your head. And for me, it brought in a lot of maybe bitter and resentful. I'm thinking about all the, the Americans that are at the lake and partying and grilling out and pounding beers and having a good time and whatever. And then I'm over here thinking about, buddies I served with who've been killed and whatever. But, one thing I heard once was, it's not what's wrong, it's what happened. So there's a reason. It's something has happened, and it could have started before entrance into the military. For a lot of people, that's what it is. It really, the roots go deeper than being 17, 18 years old and enlisting and then traveling around the world and fighting wars and whatnot. But years ago, I'd say probably 3 years ago, I was told, it's kind of mandated that I go and speak with a VA rep for, somebody to talk to. And every time I'd go and I'd sit and I'd talk to this guy, I only saw him for maybe a month or two. But he would try to relate. He was a Marine. I think he was a Marine, if I remember right. Yeah, I was a Marine. And all we do is we would just sit there and talk about things that got our blood pumping and made our palms sweaty, and we call that feeding the monster. So all we did was feed the monster for an hour. And when I left, I never felt better. As a matter of fact, I felt worse, and I wanted to just pull over and pull somebody out of their car and beat the crap out of them. So it was counterproductive. I've talked to a head shrinker the past 2 or 3 years, and I wouldn't say that it helped a lot. It was not counterproductive, but I'm not sure it was really productive. So, but it wasn't until I went to Boulder Crest Retreat, February 2017, that really made a difference and opened my eyes. And I really started to see change, because they dove deeper away from the military service and kind of the core of me and who I am. So they peeled the layers of the onion back. So the authors of this book, Ken Falk is the founder and creator of Boulder Crest Retreat, and Josh Goldberg is, I don't know his position there, but he's on staff. And But the thing is so I think about anxiety, depression, suicide. So one of my buddies killed himself in January, PTSD. I know a couple other guys that ended up drinking themselves or drugging themselves to death. PTSD. Again, hopelessness and depression and all that. For me, you know, here I am. I'm relaxing and I'm chilling because I've learned skills that I practice daily. Literally daily. I have to practice these. And it keeps me solid. But I guess the main reason for this video is to just I know there are a ton of freaking people out there hurting and struggling, sucking. I get it. November 2016, I closed my business that I had for 6 years, and I was depressed. I hated it, hated life. I was at the end of my rope, and I was done. But I wasn't suicidal, but I was ready to go. I mean, I never really feared death much. I think I feared living more than death. And and then I went to Boulder Crest Retreat, and it changed my life, changed my outlook. I'd say life's pretty good now. I haven't been this happy since I was a kid. I don't say that to brag or gloat. I say that to almost prove a point that it's not over, man. And struggling is good because struggle makes us stronger. But you got to know how to struggle. And a lot of times you need a guide. If I'm going to go out and climb a big mountain, and I've never climbed a mountain like this one in particular, I might ask for help or hire a guide to help me climb the mountain and guide me, give me advice, show me how to do it. You know, I never had training on mental whatever. You know, the military does a really good job of training you to go to war. You know, it starts in boot camp. You know, you learn react. Everything's reaction. You're never really responding. And you know, react to indirect fire, ambush, react to gas attack, whatever. You know, somebody punches you, you punch them back. But you never really learn, you know, anything other than that. So it's trained and that's ingrained in you. I just retired, 25 years in the Army. Not once do I ever, you know, it wasn't until recent years, they started this resiliency training. Talking about watch out for icebergs and all this and that. They're trying, but it's not working. Because there is a lot of freaking soldiers who are struggling out there. Sailors, Marines, Airmen, whatever. So what they're doing is not working. What Boulder Crest Retreat is doing is working. I highly recommend get this book. Struggle Well. Get the book and read it. Basically, the premise of it is what we did at BCR, Boulder Crest Retreat. And it helps. The thing is it's not over, man. If you're here's my message, and here's the whole point of this video right here. If you're at a point in your life where you feel like there's nothing else, you're done. It's time to freaking clip the wires, man. Checking out. Don't do it. And the reason I say don't do it is because reach out to me. Reach out to whoever, but reach out to me. I'll guide you. Your story of how you're about to overcome what you're going through right now will be more impactful than you think. And you will overcome it. And through your experience and your own struggle and overcoming struggle, you will help hundreds, if not thousands, of others. Be the change you want to see in the world. Just because I'm a lot nicer person now doesn't mean I'm weak. You know, you heard the old saying, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I love life right now. I love people. Again, it feels good. And you may be sitting there saying, well, screw you. I don't feel that way. I used to sit in the same freaking chair you did and feel the exact same way. So it's possible. Trust me, it's possible. So, like I said, if you're at the end of your rope, reach out. Optimism, man. Anyway, have a lovely Memorial Day weekend, 2018. I love y'all, and I'm here if anybody needs it. Later.